New day, and we're just on our way down to Worcestershire, other side of Birmingham. And we're going down to Steve Allard and Sons, and we're going to go and see Lewis, who I've been dealing with, and fit this little frame that we've made for the saw cutting machine.
Speed camera ahead.
Stone cutting machine, not saw cutting machine. And I've got my pilot with me, 28 Fabricate Tom Boyer. I thought I'd bring Tom with me because Tom has actually done the whole build. He's made the whole frame in the workshop, so I thought it's only fair to let him come and install it, and hopefully we'll be able to see it cut some stone today, hopefully. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I feel like I'm coming down with some kind of flu or something. But I'm not feeling too good, I'll be honest with you. So we set up at 5 o'clock. We've got another hour to go and we'll be there. But we'll get a bit of breakfast on the way, and we'll get the camera back out when we get there. So we just landed at Steve Allard and Sons, and what a location we are in. Absolutely beautiful area, and I'm frozen to the bone. I think, like I said, because I'm coming down with something. So I'll introduce you to the boys now and show you the little workshop. We've got Blue in, and we've got the frame out and onto the bed where it's going to be positioned. So we've got Matt there. All right, bud. All right. We've got Lewis here. All right, mate. So tell our viewers what you're actually wanting here, so they know what crack is.
So before, we'd be doing all these by hand, so I wanted something as a jig to run the saw one cut, and it'll cut that off at the angle that we need. Perfect for the coping.
Yeah.
I've literally, for 10 years, I've been trying to think of a way of making it. Obviously, if I made it, it'd fall apart within a week. So I wanted something that it would strong enough to hold the stone, 2.5 meters of it.
Yeah.
So that when we've got that block, a run of it sat on there, if we can adjust the angle of it, set it on the laser on the saw, and in one cut, it will cut any angle we need. Obviously, it'll have a limit of how far we can cut anyway.
Yeah.
But if that cuts down from sort of 75 mil to 50 mil, that saves us hours, and I mean hours.
How many hours are we talking?
Well, to do sort of a metre, a good mason on a grinder would probably do that in about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, a metre.
A metre, right, with a
Right.
with a grinder.
With a grinder, dusty. Obviously, you got all the vibration on your hands.
Just think about the vibration though.
That's the
White finger. Now then, I've got white finger.
I got it.
Have you?
Yeah.
From grinding?
From grinding,
Yeah.
air tools.
Yeah.
Obviously,
There you go.
before the grinders, this all used to be done with an air tool.
Right.
So literally chisel it off.
So where's your grinder that you use?
The grinders over here.
Tom, do you want to get all gear out? There's my boy today. Left Cal in the workshop. So let's have a look at the stones that were these boys would normally be grinding down with a grinder, which is, I find that hard to believe. So you have to grind them down with that.
With that, yeah, flush cut we call them.
Right. So you just sit that on the stone.
So you mark up your lines. Obviously, if you take that down 20 mil, you'd mark that up, and then obviously you start from the end. It all depends on who's working them. You cut, basically you're cutting sort of 60 mil at a time, tap it off, keep going through, tap it off.
Ah, right, I'm with you.
You've got the waste off, you then obviously that's when you start to finish it with a flush.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why we've got all the extractors in. The dust it makes. This stone, unfortunately, there's a lot of silica in it, so that's not good for you. It gives you silicosis over the years, and then you.
Yeah, yeah. Health and safety wise, is a nightmare.
And obviously, then you still got the vibration of the grinders.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that I mean, just this job alone, there's probably we've got what 25 meters. Minimum 25 metres of coping, which is quite a small amount for a mate. Like some masons are banging this out day in, day out, and we don't do that because it's just one. It's
yeah, yeah.
But like I said, it will take probably a good few days here.
This will pay for itself in no time.
This job will pay for that.
Right.
So that is
There you go. Anybody
the
looking
idea.
for one of these if it works?
Yeah, well, like I said,
If it works.
you'll definitely get, if it works, mate, you'll definitely get a few orders off my mates.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because it's
So the only thing that concerns me is the blade getting over the stone. That'll
yeah, I
control.
mean, it as long as you go through slow enough, there's enough water through, and it's clamped down. If they are starting to move, we can clamp them down.
Yeah.
But
You could clamp it down so far, couldn't you?
yeah, we
Or-
could basically we could put the timber up the back,
Yeah.
fix a batten along the back so it can't physically tip forward.
Yeah.
Once we've done that, it should be alright. But I mean, to be fair, some of these saws will still piece of stone off the back.
Yeah.
Depends on. It's only if it's gone too fast or like the water's stopped and it's grabbed.
Yeah.
But
As long as that blade's sharp, you'll be right.
yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
necessarily sharp. It's diamond segment, so it's wearing the stone away or cutting the stone away.
Yeah.
Rather than cutting like a wood blade where it's grabbing it, it's
Yeah.
sort of like brushing it.
Yeah. Sound. So when I landed, then they had another cutter in the corner there. What's that called with the
That's
wire?
a wire saw, diamond wire saw. That.
Diamond wire saw cutting through the stone. Well, it cut granite as well, not?
Yeah, cut granite. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was actually built to cut granite.
Built to cut granite. Now look at this. So this is an old, really old kind of saw that's just cut through that with the wire. So that's wires full of what? Diamond bits?
Diamond segment
Diamond segments.
on a steel wire.
Let's just cut through that. I've never seen it like that before. Are these hard to come by?
Yeah, you won't find one like this. Not in this country. That one was originally from Norway.
I could build something like that. What kind of money are you talking for one of them?
Cheapest fitted's about 80 grand.
Oh.
Yeah, so you talk, and then obviously you go into your more like your CNC.
Tom! You reckon we could build one of them?
Yeah, 79 grand. We'll do it.
79 grand, we'll build you one.
It'll be still the cheapest in the UK. No, you can't. They're obviously most of them from Italy. So then you've got all your cost.
Yeah.
And then when they go down, that's the biggest thing for us. When they go down, you need the backup to get it back up and running.
So that just comes down on a little screw, does it, each side?
Yeah, you've got 2 drive screws. You see the one on the right there, though.
Yeah, so it's just coming down automatically on that little screw thread.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's not much automatic on this.
Is it
That's
not?
where that comes into play.
Is it?
It's automatic.
So Matt's the man.
Yeah,
So
You run these machines,
I've run all of these.
do you?
Yeah.
Right, so now then, so our viewers know what we're doing here before we actually start. We're going to weld these with the slots in to here. That's why we're not welding them on in the workshop, because we didn't know that position that it needs to be there. And then we'll weld one there on 4 corners, and then that'll give them a little bit of adjustment forward and back, and they'll line it up with the laser. Now then, that's the laser there, this here. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's a red line running right across, which we will show you shortly. So it is, guys, it's a really good idea what you come up with here, isn't it?
Oh, hopefully. Yeah. If
Yeah.
it's an expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I said to Lewis, if it don't work, it's still on you. So anyway, we'll get all gear out. Lewis, you get some wood.
Yeah.
You get a bit of timber.
Wood.
And we'll get this mounted, and then we'll try cutting a stone. Once again with the Warrior. So now we've got the angle irons tacked on. We can weld them to the little box at the top and around here, and then we've got with 30mm adjustment with the slot. We'll turn them bolts round after so they're facing down. It's all nice and square. Near enough for me, that. '28 fabricate. So So you can see the gist of it, can't you? It's going to be interesting to see in a minute it actually cutting a stone. But what a good idea, and how much time it will actually save these guys. By that leaning over to whatever angle he wants, maximum 45 degrees. In fact, we put 2 holes in there, so it will actually go more than 45 degrees. And once you get it to the correct angle, whatever they want to cut at, you just lock it off with this bolt here. Tighten that up, pull them 2 flat bars together basically so it locks up. Now we will need to put some copper slip on this, because stainless steel is really bad for picking up on the threads. That's why I brought them 2 spares so they can keep in stock if they do have any issues with the turnbuckles. And if they do have any issues, I will supply some different kind of turnbuckles. But obviously this has never been done before, so test run. Like Lewis says, he's got a few pals that might want a few. Well, I think I'm more interested in building one of these. When he told me the numbers for a new one. Anyway, 28 is going to weld this up. We'll put a bit of timber on and let's get it lined up. So we're all welded up. Lewis has just got some temporary pieces of wood to try it. Wood will be fixed down properly to the frame. So we're looking at the laser line now, if it needs adjusting or not, so we can move it.
This needs going that way a little bit because you're touching the top.
Tom, get 19s.
See where your hand is?
So we can see the laser line here. I don't know if you guys can see on TV there. But that wants to be running true. So we'll be able to move that now with the adjustment on the bolts at the side. And once that timber's fastened to there, what timber are you thinking?
Some marine ply on there.
Some marine ply. Right.
It just sits better with the water. It doesn't expand then.
Yeah, and just fix it back.
Yeah.
And obviously that's just a sacrificial piece of wood.
Yeah, we cut into that, so that saves the bottom edge of the stone, hopefully.
Yeah, and replace that over time. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Are you getting excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited, are you? So we'll just get that nice and true with the laser. And we'll put it on camera for you to see. So now we've got it perfectly in line. That laser line is perfectly straight. See the line there? And we'll do a cut in a second. When Tom 28 Fabricate shapes himself. Done well there, lad. Done well there. Your job, this. Well, the boys are just getting it in the right spot. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work. I thought that'd just fly off me, but these boys seem to think it'd be right. And once that timber at the back is fully up, maybe we could find a way of clamping it somehow if they needed to. But if you've got a long one on, say 2.5 metres long, and you go all the way down it, just think of the time you're going to save there. You know what I mean? You could cut a long one and then cut it into bits, rather than doing a lot of bits. So you can see that saw blade is going to tuck into that timber just slightly. Like I say, sacrificial timber. Well, the thing the boys will have to watch for is have to keep this nice and level. See how we've got a packer underneath there. Well, they can play about with that and get that fastened down, buttoned down properly. But that doesn't need us here to do that.
I'm going to run the blade down into the wood just a little bit, so it will give us a cut line all the way through. That also means we can check how accurate it is before we put a full, full job on it. But that should now start slowly cutting that.
So would it not be better cutting like 2.5 meters and then cut it into little bits, rather than putting a lot of little bits on?
The only thing with that is lifting. The only thing with this, we're going to have to lift it on and off where it is, keep it accurate.
Yeah.
We could do that. We just need 2 people lifting it on and off. Slow it down a touch back. We'll see how it goes.
I'm very interested to see this, boys.
Let's see if we're going to go really well or really wrong.
Yeah. I'll go super slow with that.
Yeah.
Super slow.
The more we use it, the more we'll know how fast we can run it. So what you don't want it to do is just grab it, because it will throw it off the saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Go for inside the building.
Yeah. We've had it a few times.
Is that actually tucking into the timber there now as well?
Yes, that's literally just cutting slightly into the timber, so that will give us hopefully a clean cut on the bottom. If you run it with no timber on the bottom and there was a gap, it spalls all the edge of the stone.
Yeah. Oh, it's cutting, isn't it? It's cutting.
It's cutting it.
Yeah.
And that speed, I mean, that's still, by the time we get to there, still 10 times faster than doing it by hand.
Wow.
And safer. All I hope is it just obviously the stone sits, once we cut it, the stone stays where it is under its own weight.
Yeah.
Just because what we don't want it to do is fall into the blade, because it will basically throw the thickness out.
Right.
But if it does do that, it's not a problem. We just means we've got to fix some timber so we can clamp it down.
So this is the first time ever you've seen this?
I haven't seen this on a weld saw like this before, no.
Wow.
Obviously you've got the CNCs where the blades will tilt, but you're talking £250,000 saw.
I'm actually a little bit nervous here, but it's going.
You've got the amps on there, so if it wasn't cutting nice, it starts to put strain on the motor, so it'll bring that right off. That's sitting lovely at the moment.
That's what it wants to be.
Yeah. I mean, we can go up to 40, but you're doing that, you've got the risk of throwing a stone out the back.
So you're just going to take it nice and steady the whole time. Yeah.
It's still faster even going that slow. You don't need to go fast on it. But on a softer stone, we'll be able to go probably 3 times as fast as that. This is
Why is that a hard stone?
That's a really hard stone there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We can put a bit of soft stone on there in a bit.
So you're
to show you how fast it goes.
You're testing it with a hard one first.
Yeah, this is the one no one wants to work.
Right. I'm actually really impressed here. Are you happy with that?
Spot on. Like I said, the last bit will be the telltale. Obviously we've still got a bit of tweaking to do to get him, but looking at it at the moment, that's exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah. I bet, was that your dad I met this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said you like spending money.
Oh yeah. Can you tell?
Yeah.
There's no point keeping it in the bank.
Look how much money you're going to save by doing this.
Well, that's it. The thing is, you got to spend to make the money.
That's it, yeah.
You know, there's no point in keeping it and making it hard for the lads. You know, yeah, you can do it all by hand and get someone to do it by hand, bladdering it out all day, every day. But what's the point when you got a machine like this that can do it?
I love that. I I just love how much time that's going to save you.
Literally. Well, he's going to have he'll have all the job on this afternoon, get that done. You know, it's not just how fast it is, it's when I've got customers now that when we're on a building site, they might have brickers waiting for us. I know I can turn it around quick enough, keep them going, I'm not holding anyone up then. Because obviously we do everything from this to being on site.
You just need some good timber on there.
Yeah.
Some good timber on there, it'd be great.
Yeah, some decent ply on it, it'll be sound. Done it.
Is that it through?
That's spot on, yeah. That's exactly what I wanted it to do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Buzzing.
And that's probably the most we'd ever weather something like that.
Is it?
So that's its point where it could...
How much time does that just save you?
Well, we took it slow now, but I mean, to do that, you're still talking probably half an hour, 40 minutes.
So that's just been...
But don't think that's just one little stone.
Yeah.
That will do 2.5 metres now, probably in about, what, 10 minutes?
Can you pull that? Can you pull that off there? Let's have a look at the cut. Oh yes!
That's keeping that timber there. That's saved the bottom edge. So if you have a look at I'll lift this off. That is a perfect cut. Look.
Wow.
So as that will sit on a wall, that's accurate now.
You're happy?
Yeah, well chuffed. Yeah, that's going to save literally hours and hours. But also, like, we turn down jobs for that.
Yeah.
Because someone will say to us, we want 35, 40 metres of forest coping. I'm like, it's too much because that ties the lads up doing a job for so long. Right. Whereas now, I can do that. Also, this saw might not be running all the time.
Yeah.
So Matt might be on that one and that one.
So what does that one do over there?
That one's a CNC. So it does the same sort of thing as this one. Except for this one, we can program, it's called linear profiling. So it'll...
I can't believe there's no saws out there on an angle.
It will. So you can get these saws, like this one, on a bigger scale, that the blade tilts. So this tilts to 45.
Yeah.
But trouble is, you're losing your height. So for me, in our setup, I've got 450 as my maximum cut.
So there might be saws out there, but not...
Well, you're talking...
In that setup.
That setup, to have a blade tilt that's going to cut 450, you're talking like a GMM, it's an Italian CNC machine.
Right.
And again, the CNC, this will do that.
So for what that's just cost you, you're going to pay it in no time?
Yeah, I mean, that one job pays for that jig.
Yeah.
You know, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, if you're happy, I'm happy. Money's in bank. Appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers, man.
All right, my mate. And do you want to talk about your company anymore, or what you do?
Yeah, well, obviously we do anything in stone, but mainly we restore the old stone buildings, churches, listed buildings. That's what we're.
I will put a link in the
with.
description to their Instagram page. You've not got a website up and running yet.
Yeah, we've got a website. Yeah, steveallardandson.co.uk.
All right, so.
But we mainly use Instagram for all our latest stuff.
Instagram. There you go. I get all my work, pretty much all my work from Instagram or YouTube. Tell you now. So. As long as you boys are happy, I think this man's going to be more happy over here, isn't he?
Is it? Yeah, he's going to be using it.
He's the one that's going to be using it.
Oh, he won't let me use it now. That's it. It's his baby.
You're going to be using it. Tom made it.
Yeah, wicked job.
So as long as you're happy, bud. And we'll get back because I've now got a meeting with St Catherine's Hospice about the new merch, because the new merch has launched, and all 40% of profits of all merch goes to St Catherine's Hospice. And you can tell by my voice that I think I'm going downhill, aren't I? So Tom now can have a nice drive home for us. In fact, we'll miss all traffic at this time, won't we? We will. Yeah. All right, my mate.
Spot on.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, Baz.
All right, and we'll see you again soon.
So we finally finished the 30-ton dig bucket. Now this came in as it was full of cracks and it wanted some new worships on the bottom edge. Now that boss and the pin was also cracked around there, so I've cut that off and replaced it. Managed to re-weld the top one, as that one was in better condition. The underside of that pin was all cracked as well. That's been re-welded. But it was just one of them jobs that was never ending. Every time you put a bit of heat into it, it'd crack again. So these are 25mm 335 grade mild steel. And then we've also put some little lip savers on to try and make the edge last a little bit longer. There's plenty of oil gone into them. The adapters are all right on the inside of the bucket, and we've also put more weld on the inside of the bucket as well, because it was getting a little bit thin. So we're just trying to preserve it as long as we can, really. So this is now ready for the customer to pick up first thing in the morning.
Well, today we're going to start with Callum. First of all, he's going to repair a fuel tank for Preston Scania. Have you seen it?
I'll have a quick look this morning.
Yeah, with a crack. It's got a crack in it. I'll show you shortly. And then I want you to go out on site, Stockport, to repair this boom. A boom on a Volvo. Yeah. I'll just show our viewers. It doesn't look that bad, to be fair, but we've got a crack on that boom. And there's some other attachments that need looking at and repairing. And take some 20mm plate with you. And some 25mm plate with you. Alright. The 5-ton forklift is ready.
Finally.
Finally, you know, the cat. We wanted a 5-ton forklift before Christmas, triple mast. Absolute beast. As soon, do you know when you walk in a shop and you see something? Well, I walked in a forklift shop and saw that this cat, and I said, I want that. Do you know what I mean? But I want it like brand new. So what they've done a full hit on it, full refurb. Paint, you know, honestly, it looks brand new. Yeah, he said, I spoke to him last night, Jensen, from Pendle Fork Trucks. He said, do you want to see your pictures, Baz? I'm like, I want to see it in flesh.
Like a surprise.
Yeah, like a surprise, yeah. But, no, I had to get a picture of that. So, I'll show you guys shortly when I get over there. But, Carl, you box that tank off, and then I want you to head over to Stockport. You'll probably be there all day, alright? How you found it in that, Baz?
See where I'm going.
Huh?
I can see where I'm going.
They like it, right?
Oh, they're fucking brilliant.
Are they?
Yeah.
Bright?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, on Bella Blue, you put that, them laser lights on at night are unbelievable, aren't they? They're unbelievable. You get that box, get over there, take a camera with you, show these guys what you can do, gouge it all out.
Yeah.
The little plasmas here, the little Sabre plasma, take that to do the gouging,
yeah,
and then do the weld repair. All right. I might even head over to you because I think this guy might want to meet me. All right. And but I'll give you a ring. You give me a ring when you're on site. Yeah, sure. All right. Let's crack on. By the way, we're all ill. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but we're still ill. We've been ill for a while now. The wash ramp's going well. I want these two sections out of the workshop this week. I'll get back off to come and pick them up, get them out of the way, and then we'll start building the actual ramp sections. This is the fuel tank from Preston Scania. Well, Carl drilled some little holes there at the end of the cracks. We'll put a little bit of heat on that just to see if it opens up. You know what I'm saying? little bit of heat, see if it opens up. Then I can weld that with a TIG set, a Kempe TIG. We've also got this back in, or should I say in, on demo, this cross arc. And then we're going to run this for a couple of weeks, see how it runs. But yesterday, run brilliant. And Friday, Frank was on it. He welded all this up. Can you see within this wash ramp, you got a lot more bracing in it. A lot more bracing and a lot more angle irons. So the spacings of them angle irons just dropped a lot because of the loadings, because of the weight loadings on it. Well, this is spec to 30 tons. And it's also got a brace in every section. And the sections have been shortened, whereas that leg really on a 15 tonner would be over here. A lot more bracing, a lot shorter spacings to get the loadings up and right. Well, looking forward to my fork truck. This one will go back. This Hyster, this is what we had on demo. Not really demo, was it? It was just a lone forklift till Jensen got ours ready. But this is a good truck, to be fair. But it just doesn't lift just quite high enough to what we want it to do. Right to the top of there. So we've got Joe in doing some box sections. Going to galvanisers. Right, Joe? Do you know where these are going?
Somewhere in Preston.
Preston job.
Yeah, somewhere in Preston.
Back
of an house.
How are you finding that Kempe?
Yeah, loving it, as always. Really
Yeah?
good. Yeah,
Hang on.
Fantastic,
Yeah. So as you see, we galvanisers, we just leave a slot at each end to allow the galv to run through the box sections. That's a brick plate. Has this one got a brick plate on too? Yeah. 12 metres. And there are PFCs for the ramps. We've also got another 2 sets of track guards to go out as soon as we can fit it in. At the moment I can't fit it in. I've also got to go and inspect the crusher for Howard Stott, a 400X power screen, because that's going out on hire soon and he wants me to go right through it. So I'll also be going over to Howard Stott's today.
So I've just arrived here on the other side of Manchester to have a look at this Volvo. Now this was the picture that we saw, that you seen this morning from when me and Baz were in the office. This crack here. But once we got here and had a quick look at the issues, we could see that under all these pipes, see there, and then just on this other side here, it's quite difficult to see with the ram in the way. Then underneath there, it is actually spiderweb cracked, and it has also cracked the top plate on that side as well. So I've just spoke to Baz, sent him some pictures, and we've decided that we're gonna actually take off this top plate here. Now there's a joint just there from factory, which we're going to probably go back to, I'd imagine. Same thickness plate, backing strips for the welded joint. Can make it also a lot stiffer that way and get rid of all this fatigue material here. But the customer does have some other jobs for me to do whilst I'm here. On this tree shear. So climb down these ladders. Now, he's given me one of these that he's ordered from factory. So they go on the end of here where the blades are, and they go that way, but from factory they've actually sent that the wrong hand, so that should be pointing upwards like that. Same on that side, as you can see they've actually snapped the ends off. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to cut this in half, reuse that one, make it the opposite hand so that that's then coming upwards, and remake that side completely. I'll chuck the time lapse on, do this job. I think there might be another one that he wants to look at, and then we'll start having a bit of a strip down on that if we get a chance today. Just see how we get on, and then me and Baz will probably return maybe later on this week, next week, and do a full repair on that as it needs to be done. So I'll stick the time lapse on, and I'll catch you in a bit. As you can see, we've not had a chance today to touch that machine, so me and Baz, like I said before, are going to come back and sort that machine out there. You'll have seen on the time lapse we had a bit of an issue with this tree shear. Rick wanted me to weld some new ends on, but we had the problem of that was overlapping on the wrong side, as you can see on the time lapse, so we ended up finding out that was actually bent. So we got the pepper pot out, heated it up, managed to just kink it back up on with the forklift. And we've also put some 20mm stiffener plates in there as well, just to beef it up, try and stop them from snapping off again. So I'm going to wrap up and get back to the yard, and we'll see this one again in the future.
All right, guys, let's talk about the bank. Yeah. So we had a CIFAS put on us. That is a CIFAS. Now then, that could be one of three things: fraudulent activity, identity theft, or something else. Yeah? So why our bank couldn't tell us this, because we only found out off another bank that came forward and said, "Hey, Baz, you've got a CIFAS on you." I'm like, "What's a CIFAS?" So we had to do a verification check to get all that information. Anyway, we got that, we had all the information checked, and it was something else. So within a day of getting that report, I got a few people involved, high up people involved, looking at it for me, and we got it removed. And then we contacted the bank to tell them that it had been removed, and within an hour, they told us we can transfer the money into our new online banking account. Now then, why couldn't they tell us that in the first place? Why couldn't they tell us we had a CIFAS on us? Why did we have to do all our own investigation on this? Because I'll tell you something now, it's been the most stressful time ever. But now, sound. It is what it is. Everything is meant to be in life. Do you know what I mean? So we've now got an online bank. We are opening a new high street bank, because I think that's important that we have a high street bank. And look at all our new merch. So we've got the hoodies in the black edition. We've also got the Storm Tech jackets. We've got jumpers. We've got different types of hoodies with this pocket up front here. We've got all the t-shirts. hats, black edition hats like I've got on now. I have a black edition hat on, or standard. This is your standard setup. We've got our little body warmers that I've got on myself now. And we've also got our new logo with our R on it. Now all this that you see on this table here is very, very high-end stuff to buy, yeah? Now then, I wouldn't get anything cheap. As you can see, it looks well, and the people that have already had it in the past already know how well made our merch is. We've even got thick t-shirts now. So that is a thicker t-shirt than the standard dry fit ones that we had before, with black WELDERFABBER on the back. Cool stuff, I must admit. We've got the hats. All the different hats now, different style hats. If you're wondering what that is, you'll have to wait till the next chapter. Now then, I've just been to St Catherine's to see them guys, and I thought to myself, do you know what? Everybody else has been helping us, and there's a lot of people been helping us in the background, yeah? Now it's time for us to give back, right? So I was originally going to give 40% to St Catherine Hospice, which is a local hospice to us. Then I thought to myself, why should we not go a little bit more nationwide with the Macmillan nurses, right? So when my sister was sadly passing away on the last couple of weeks, the Macmillan nurses looked after her and looked after her very well. So it's my time to give a little bit back. And as you can see, proper good tackle. So we're not just going to give 40% to St Catherine's Hospice, we're going to give the 100% to charity. 50% to St Catherine's Hospice and 50% to Macmillan's nurses. So check all this out at welderfabber.com. Really appreciate it. Anybody that buys merch, you now do know where the money is going. It ain't coming in my pocket, it's going to charity. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.